Welcome in, everybody. I hope you're having a great Tuesday. Mixed reactions. Sean Gardner, myself, Casey Merritt, and our other host, Justin Duncan. We're in here to talk some MLB, some NFL, and kind of whatever else we want to get into. How you doing today, fellas?
Life
Doing
is
wonderful.
good, baby.
Doing pretty good.
All right, all right. Well, I know that you guys both have a lot to say about your teams. Patriots got absolutely sandblasted by the Cowboys. The Broncos won, and I think that's a little bit more of a complex argument that Sean, I'd imagine, wants to have his take on. So we'll
I
start
had
with
zero emotion. Zero.
Yeah.
That doesn't surprise me, especially from the take that you had regarding the Broncos last week. So
I
it
fell
doesn't
asleep
surprise
during
me
the
that you
game,
had
man.
zero.
I fell asleep.
That shows that you had zero emotion tied to that game right there.
I turned the game off in the second quarter.
Yeah, I don't blame you on that one, Justin. As soon as Christian Gonzalez went down, it kind of made things rough for New England at that point. Anyways, Ian, I think we've decided what we're going to get into first. Let's pull up our week 3 picks. Let's see who had the best week.
I feel like I did not do so well.
I don't think it did so hot.
Holy crap, I didn't save it.
I know the Packers that got destroyed. I was pretty confident they were going to win. They made me look like a dumbass.
Yeah, that was an ugly game. That was an
I
extremely
didn't
ugly
see my
game.
picks, but I don't think.
Detroit kind of just dominated that one from the start.
That's my bad.
Thought the Packers were going to
alright.
come back for a bit, but just didn't happen.
It did not.
Oh, there we go. Okay, yep,
Jaden
I'm pulling
Reed
him
is
up
balling
right
now.
now.
He's such a good pick for them.
But I would.
So glad
My
Jaden
luck,
Reed
I
landed
forgot
in
to say
Green
my
Bay.
picks. Oh well, but I knew who I had picked. This was bad.
Absolutely. And you are going to be ready for this week's pick, so we're going to do them right live on the show.
Okay.
Okay, so who I've got the score. Let me pull the scores up. This is the one thing I thought I was gonna have, but I didn't. Sorry, mixed reactions. I owe you guys big time for our 3 listeners. Let me go week 4. All right, here we go. So I'll just go down the slate of games, and we'll just so Giants and Seahawks. Seahawks won 24-3 last night in an absolute shellacking. You know what? Let me start at the bottom. Sorry, fellas. So we're gonna start with Thursday night. Detroit against Green Bay. As far as who had the Lions, it looks like Sean had the Packers. That's a fucking L. Jason actually had the Lions. That was a win. I think I had the Lions too. Merritt had the Lions, and I had the Lions. Oh, you had
Justin
the Lions
had the
too?
Lions as well.
I don't know, man. I'm really liking what I'm seeing from them. Next one, Jets. Well, I'm guessing this is just in whatever order, so I started. We'll
Sure,
kind of
sure.
go from here. So Jets beat the Chiefs 23-20. We literally
Chiefs beat the Jets.
Chiefs beat the Jets.
Oh shit! One of us messed up last week on something similar too, but Chiefs beat the Jets. This is an easy one. We just all go through and
We all had the Chiefs.
and Chiefs. Raiders, Chargers. I think I was the only idiot that picked the Raiders. So
You
that's
were the
an
lone soldier
Yeah.
with the Raiders on that one, buddy.
You were.
Josh McDaniels
Chargers.
doing what he does best.
I got punked with the Steelers-Texans matchup.
Everybody did. I don't think
Ooh.
anybody picked the Texans.
I didn't even watch that game.
Sean, who did you have? That's one pick I did not
For what game?
type down for the Raiders, Chargers. Just the honor system. You're a
Sean
good
picked the
man.
Chargers.
I think
I
you had the
feel like I
Chargers.
would've picked the
Yeah,
Chargers in that game.
that's an easy one. Yeah, because I know that Merritt was like, oh, pretty much calling me an idiot for pick. Okay, so Sean got the win. That was my bad. I thought they were all on here. I should have checked. Buccaneers against the Saints. Buccaneers won 26-9. Let's see. Sean had the Bucks. Big dub.
I had the Bucks in that one. I don't trust the Saints this year very much.
I think I had the Bucks too. Yeah, Jason had the Bucks. Merritt had the Bucks. And my dumbass probably had the Saints just because I like being different for whatever. I had the Bucks as well. All right, that's a big dub for
We're
me.
rolling with Baker Mayfield.
All right, so let's go ahead and Texans Steelers. Texans won 30-6. I think I called this one. I sure the fuck did. Texans, bam, big dub.
What?
I think one of you guys might have called that one. Oh no, Merritt did it, or Casey didn't. That's an L.
Yeah, I had the Steelers. I picked the Steelers.
I don't know, man. I just the CJ Stroud. I'm a big fan of them. Steelers. look good and they haven't. So I just took a chance and it paid off. And I think Sean took Pittsburgh as well, took an
I
L.
feel like
And then
I would have taken pick. Yeah.
I think we
Sounds
were.
right.
Oh no, Vikings against the Panthers. I'm pretty sure we all had the Vikings.
Vikings.
Didn't you write all this shit down?
Yeah, I do have it all written down. Yeah, I'm just going through.
Oh, gotcha. The way you're just reading it just sounds like you're guessing. Like, oh yeah, I feel like Sean.
No. Well, the only one was the one for the Raiders that I forgot, the Charge again that I forgot to write yours down. But whatever order they're in on CBSSports.com, it's not the order that I mean, I could do Control F, but it's not the order that I wrote them down in my email. So that's
Sure.
I had the Dolphins over the Bills this week, and I was.
Me too.
I picked the Bills, and I'm almost positive Sean did too.
Yeah, I probably rolled my boy Josh Allen. That's my dog.
I know I picked the Bills.
Yeah. You two. I'm pretty sure we were split. Me and Jason had the fucking the Dolphins.
Yep.
Mm-hmm. And then Merritt or Casey had the Bills. Big Dove. I had the Dolphins. Fat L. You said you had the Dolphins too, Justin?
I had the Dolphins.
Oh man, yeah, we got absolutely. I didn't realize they lost 48-20. I knew they got their ass kicked, but god damn.
They got hosed. Not as bad as the Patriots, but they got hosed.
Oh yeah, we'll talk about that. Rams Colts. I'm very upset that I took an L this week on the mixed reaction scorecard. I had the Colts win against my boys.
I had the Rams. I knew with Richardson on the bench on the shelf, he wasn't going to play. I had the Rams.
Damn, do we all have the Colts on this show?
Yes, we all picked the
Colts.
Every one of us picked the Colts.
I'm pretty
sure they almost came back and won.
They did. That was an entertaining game.
It was.
Sean picked the Bears, of course. That was. Although I think the rest of us had
28-7.
The rest of us did pick the Broncos. That's the most funny thing about it. Sean's the only one that picked Chicago.
That's because Sean Payton is tanking. I still believe it. We'll get to that too.
We will absolutely cover that.
Bam. And then we're gonna go to the next game. It's gonna be Baltimore against
Cleveland. We all picked Baltimore.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure. Did I pick the damn? Oh, I picked the Browns. I did pick the. Oh, they lost. They got their ass beat.
You got so excited.
Oh, shit. Yeah, that's a loss. All right. Oh shit. The Ravens. All right, yeah, like literally all of you guys took dubs on that. What about Sean? Sean had the Browns as well. Sean took a loss.
Oh yeah, Deshaun Watson let me down.
Yeah,
he didn't play.
Yeah, he's probably getting a massage somewhere. Jaguars, Falcons. I'm pretty sure we might all had the. Sean had the Jags. That's a dub.
We all picked the Jags.
Niners. Wait, Niners. Where the fuck did half?
I watched the Disney version. I'm just saying.
That was pretty impressive.
I felt like I was watching a video game. It needs some work, but I see a future there.
Okay, so we were just talking about the Falcons or the Jaguars. Yeah, I didn't watch the Toy Story version, the stream that I was watching. Where's Toy Story? I woke up at 6:30 for Toy Story. I used to have I should have just bought it again Sunday because it looked decent. You see, what was the name of the fucking dog? I'm not a huge Toy Story fan.
Slink.
Yeah, they had to go 10 yards back. This motherfucker just. Bengals, Titans. I want to say we were like split on this one. Sean had the Bengals. Jason had the Bengals. Oh, why am I putting? Oh, they took a fucking fat ass L. I need to put an L next to that, not a W. Casey. I'm pretty sure Casey.
I had the Bengals.
You had, I had the. I had the.
I'm glad they lost.
I had the Titans. Shit. And then Casey had Bengals, took a L. Commanders, Eagles. Eagles.
That was a really well played game. I watched the majority of that going into the travesty that was in Dallas. But that was a really well fought game. Hats off to the Commanders for hanging in there as long as they
absolutely. They played so much better than anticipated.
Drive for the touchdown, Sam Howell. Damn.
Very impressive.
Yeah, and even the way I mean, I know Denver's a dumpster fire. We'll talk about that later. But even though the way they came back against Denver, they could have given up, and they've definitely been swinging back all year, and it's showing. Niners against the Cardinals, I don't think a single one of us had. We didn't. 49ers www dot takethisdub.com. And then the Patriots Cowboys, I don't think a single one of us picked the Patriots. We did it. That's a dub.
I didn't, but I didn't think it was gonna be that bad.
And then Cowboy. Okay, yeah. So we'll tally up all of these. And then Monday night game. And then we got to get
Seattle Giants. We all picked Seattle.
Yep.
Okay, cool. I didn't fuck that one up. Did nobody have the Seahawks? Yep, that's all a dub. So we'll tally this up and then we'll announce the record later on in the show. I should have used Excel. That's my fault. Just couldn't think of a quicker way to do it. But anyway, as far as your reliable host, that's enough for our predictions. We're gonna jump here after these next two segments into our picks for next week. But I want to hear Justin's take on the Patriots, because God damn.
Justin, as promised, my friend, you have the floor for this take, and I want to hear it all.
It is time to take for Caleb Williams. It is time to take. The Mac Jones era needs to end. It's over. This was, by and large, first off, it was the absolute worst loss in Bill Belichick's career as a coach, for one. Two, they could do absolutely nothing. And Micah Parsons wasn't getting a sack. He didn't get a sack last I checked. Not
one.
He
did not.
Not a single one. Strip sack, run for a touchdown, lead big rush. Pick six. Gone. Mac looked horrible. It was bad. Then they lost Gonzalez early in the second quarter. That's where the game just was over. At that point, it was over defensively.
You know how I knew it was over after that? Real quick, the very next play after Christian Gonzalez was hurt, Dak just throws a back shoulder fade to CeeDee Lamb, toasted the corner.
Game over.
Toasted him for a touchdown. Very next play.
Game over. And to add insult to injury, Judon goes off and gets hurt in the fourth quarter. Torn biceps tendon. He had surgery today. Out indefinitely. Gonzalez torn labrum trying to tackle Pollard. Out indefinitely. So two staple points of the Patriots defense, which was the only thing that was going to save them this year, the only thing that was going to get them to 5 to 6 wins, maybe 7 wins if they were lucky, is gone. Poof. Gone. I will be happily surprised if they break 4 wins.
That bad? You think it's that bad for New England?
That bad. I think we'll lose to Zach Wilson in the rematch.
Well, if I remember correctly, didn't you have him winning like 2-3 games or something when we made our predictions?
That was Ian with the Rams.
No, I could have swore Justin was on a show and he said the Patriots won like 2-3 games
prior to week 1, assuming that Aaron Rodgers was still playing.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I think Justin, you said 6 wins this year, didn't you? At first,
6 at best.
You said 6 at best at first. And the thing is, one thing about Mac Jones, obviously, I've been saying it for years, 2 years now. He doesn't have the arm strength. He doesn't see the field well. He flips, he flakes. After his second read, just loses all hope. And I might add, what was that play, that pick six of Deron Bland, where he runs all the way across the field, turns his body, and throws it all the way across the field? To a receiver who's completely covered, first of all. Receiver was not open. All 4 of us could have stepped in front of that ball to pick it off. It was that horrible of a decision.
It was a duck.
It was a complete duck. And the second pick was the same thing, basically. I mean, he didn't roll it across the field, but he threw a lobbed duck on a 2-yard out route that Deron Bland basically didn't even have to try to pick it. He just kind of jogged in front of it. It was like, oh, there's the ball. I'm going to pick it.
None of those throws would have worked even in Madden.
No, never. It was that easy for him. I don't understand what's going on with Mac Jones. Bill Belichick has ruined him, especially from what happened to him last season.
That's a hot take.
Absolutely abysmal offensive coordinators they put around Mac Jones last year. It has ruined him. He was decent his first rookie season. He was an alternate for the Pro Bowl. He had Josh McDaniels. That's exactly what I was getting to. He had a competent offensive coordinator that put Mac in the positions he needs to be in. I don't know if Mac can ever recover from this. And even from a Dallas fan aspect, yeah, I was happy they won the game. But they didn't do anything spectacular. Dallas did exactly what they're supposed to do. And Justin, I hope you don't take any offense when I say this. They beat an inferior team. That's exactly what they were supposed to do. From top to bottom, Dallas is better at almost every position than New England.
Casey, that had to have.
No
I'm sorry, Justin responded to that. Sorry.
No offense taken at all. I knew going into this week the Patriots were going to lose. The question is how bad. And my hope was that it was going to be somewhere in the ballpark of 10 to 14 points.
It was worse. It was worse than that midway through the second quarter. It was an absolute blowout. And Dallas still has the same struggles they've had all year so far. They can't score in the red zone. They went 2 for 5, my bad. 2 for 5 or 2 for 6. They cannot score in the red zone. They struggle to do it. And it is what it is. I'm not hating on it. They're 3-1. They're playing fine. But I don't take anything away from that win against New England. New England played awful. That was more bad New England than it was good Dallas. Sure, our defense was fine, and we moved the ball up and down the field, but we've done that against everybody. We just can't put the ball in the end zone and we get to the red zone. It's very frustrating.
Casey,
but, yeah, what's up?
I don't believe you, man. I don't believe you one bit when you said that this win means nothing to you because – my man, I've known you for a good decade now, and I know the rivalries that you have out there in Maine with all those crazy-ass Patriot fans. I'm not talking about you, Justin. I'm just talking about some of his other boys. You guys after all the shit talk I've heard your friends post online, all the memes, all the bullshit videos about your Cowboys, you guys gave Bill Belichick his biggest loss in his career, and you're telling me you felt nothing.
Here's why. And that's a very valid point and a very valid argument, Sean. Here's why it didn't mean that much to me. Because it's not the same as beating Belichick and Brady. This New England team isn't going anywhere. They're not anything to write home about. It's this. It was more to me. It still felt more back in 2021 when Dallas beat New England in overtime at Gillette. That felt like finally giving it back to the Patriots fans. But even Dallas beating Tampa in the playoffs last year, of course, the playoff game felt more like, oh, take that, New England fans, more than beating New England this past Sunday. Justin, you've been a Patriots fan your whole life, and you're very honest. You're very unbiased about them. You know this team is awful this year. They are straight garbage, and I hate to say it like that, but they're terrible. They're terrible.
This is something I heard on the radio the other day, and this is something it was staggering when I heard this, and I had to check it for myself. I'm double checking it now. Since 2000 and where was this? 2010. The only impactful offensive draft picks that Bill Belichick has made prior to the 5th round. Now, granted, 5th round picks usually don't mount to anything, mind you.
Very true.
Was Rob Gronkowski back in 2010?
Yeah, that's absolutely an accurate statement. It's sad.
Instead, his most impactful offensive draft pick was Malcolm Mitchell, who was impactful in the Super Bowl against the Falcons, and he was a 4th round pick in 2016.
Who?
Exactly.
See, the thing is, and Justin, I know you said Tank
Joe Tooney the same year but he was a 3rd rounder. But still,
yeah, I get it. And Joe Tooney was a great pick.
Ever devoted to a true offensive player, and Mac is right now. I'm writing Mac off. He's junk.
You said this is his make or break year. You've been saying that for 2 years now. It's his make or break year on his 4th season. This is what we're on. And he hasn't improved at all.
Nothing.
He has not got better in the slightest. And
he had some ghost good games with the Miami game, and the Philly game. Ghost good.
He's what? He's 3-18 versus teams that have made the playoffs.
Yeah.
That's abysmal.
And one of them happened to be in the Buffalo game, where he didn't throw. He just handed the ball
threw
up
it 3 times.
Just threw the ball 3 times. Yeah.
Now, Justin, as a Patriots fan, I do want to ask you this. I know you said tank for Caleb. I get it. It makes sense. Who do you want starting this Sunday against the Saints? Bailey Zappi or Mac Jones?
Mac Jones is the better quarterback, to be honest, in the long run. But
yeah,
agreed. You could put a Jones jersey on either one of them, and you wouldn't know the difference.
I don't disagree. I think Bailey has a slightly stronger arm.
Mac's a better decision maker.
Which is saying something because he made some horrible decisions on Sunday.
That's saying a lot. But yeah, honestly, if Bill needs to go at this point.
Wow.
Strong words, my friend.
That's a mixed reactions hot take, folks. Bill Belichick has to go.
He's too worried about the shoe on the record. His arrogance, his own hubris, has taken over him.
I never thought I would hear Patriots fans say that. And it's not even that I disagree I do to an extent because I still think Bills is still a great defensive mind. But I think Bill needs to give up the GM role, and I also think he needs to give up on anything to do with the offense. I think you should let Bill still be the head coach, but mainly focus on the defense. He can still build a great defense.
He can't build an offense if you paid him.
It's awful. And I don't know, Justin, we've been saying it for 3 years now. Get New England some weapons. We said get Mac some weapons, but at this point, I don't even know how Mac would do with these weapons. But get New England some receivers. All of your receivers are B- at best. And that's at best.
Pop Douglas is probably their best one, and he's a 6th-round rookie right now.
And the only reason you would label him as the best is because of his athleticism. That's it.
That's it. Yep.
That's it. It's as a Patriots fan, this must be so tough for you to watch, knowing the success that you guys have had.
It's horrible. It's awful to watch. I mean, like I said, as I said during the preseason, watching the offensive line made me cry. It's. I'd rather play Madden.
It's bad. It's bad. And speaking of bad, Sean Gardner.
Yes, sir.
My friend. You had a very interesting take regarding your Broncos last week on Mixed Reactions. Now, if we go just by the score of that game, your take isn't holding up so well because the Broncos came back from a 21-point deficit and beat the Chicago Bears.
Correct.
However, it doesn't take away from your take throughout the whole season. Well, I know you said earlier in the show you didn't have any reaction to the game, but does this alter your thoughts on what the Broncos are trying to do through the season? And what was your thoughts on the game in general?
Absolutely not. There's a few things that have changed for me personally, but and the thing is, part of me actually kind of hopes I'm wrong, and that's just because of Russell Wilson. We'll get to that. But I do believe that Sean Payton, and for people hearing this first time, you're going to think I'm crazy. I think I'm crazy for saying it. I'm not really the one to get into conspiracy theories, but this defense is so historically bad that I actually think that this was planned by Sean Payton. I think Sean Payton wanted to be down 28-7. I think he was happy that he was down 28-7, and the players ruined it by rallying and coming back and winning the football game. Because teams, when it comes to tanking, like an indoor operation, a tank, not all the players are going to know, and they're definitely not going to be on board because this is their season. You know, this is their chance to sign. You know, Absolutely. This is their chance to shine. So they probably all might not know. So I firmly believe that Sean Payton wanted to lose that game.
Sounds like the scene on a semi-pro with corn dog night.
Yeah, crazy,
exactly.
Right? I honestly think, Justin, I'll explain to you since you weren't here. I feel like the Broncos hired Vance Joseph because Vance Joseph is not qualified to be a defensive coordinator, at least right now. Maybe back years later he was, but after what he did in Arizona, got fired. Sean Payton and him have no history. It just felt kind of weird that Sean Payton reached out to Vance Joseph to get him on board and hired him over, I don't know, Rex Ryan. He probably would have been better because Vance Joseph's defense have not been good. And I feel like he just told Vance Joseph, go ahead and do your thing, bub. Go ahead and do your thing. And next thing you know, we're letting NFL records come into play and Miami Dolphins scoring 70 points. So, but I do got to give some love, though. I got to talk a little bit of positivity. And that's because of my man, Russell Wilson. We're talking a man who took so much shit on the internet last year.
Absolutely.
Rightfully so, too, because he was not playing well. He was not helping with his press conferences. I get it. But, man, the dude is having a comeback year. Currently, right now, he has the 4th best passer rating in the league at 133.5. He has 9 touchdown passes. That's more than Patrick Mahomes. Okay, the dude has been balling. I think against the Bears, he had 3 touchdowns. Touchdown passes. I forget who he had. I mean, how many he had against the Dolphins. I feel like he didn't play that bad, but that kind of got overshadowed against, letting the opposing team score 70 points. But I got to show some love to Russell Wilson. I kind of hope I'm wrong now. I know last week I said I hope the Broncos lose every game, but I don't know. I'm cheering for Russell Wilson, guys. I really am.
Well, you're not wrong. Like, if it wasn't for the abysmal start by the Broncos defense, a lot more people would be talking about Russell Wilson for comeback player of the year.
Mm-hmm.
Like, he is having a phenomenal bounce back season. Like you said, he's, I think you said 3rd or 4th as far as quarterback rating at the moment. He has 9 touchdowns, which is one more than Patrick Mahomes, who's sitting at 8. Russell Wilson has had great starts to each game. It feels like he kind of teeters off for some reason at the second half. Obviously not last week, but for the past couple weeks, that's how it feels. Like, look at last week, 3 touchdowns, no picks. That's phenomenal. If you can get 3 touchdowns and average 3 touchdowns in the NFL, you're doing phenomenal.
If we would have had that last season, we'd probably be 4-0 right now.
Absolutely. And then against Washington, obviously they slipped and stumbled at the end. He still had 3 touchdowns with a 107 quarterback rating. Yep. Russell Wilson has had a phenomenal statistical season, much like a la Kirk Cousins has had so far with Minnesota. It hasn't really contributed much to winning, and it's basically for the same reasons. Their defense can't get any stops together. Now, I watched that Colin Cowherd interview with Sean Payton after the show.
Oh, yeah, you
last
checked
week,
that
Sean.
out? Yeah.
I did.
What do you think about that? Isn't that interesting?
My problem was not with the interview itself. I watched the interview with your take rolling in my head consistently.
Yeah.
And so I was like, everything he was saying made me think of your take. And I was like, man, Sean has this down to a T. He figured it out, because it made so much sense as to what Sean Payton was doing, because he was saying unequivocally he would want to tank for a guy like Caleb Williams.
Indeed.
He flat out said it, and it looks like it could be that really could be the case. And which kind of brings me to a point here. Before this point,
you and I talked about earlier, Casey, because I don't think Denver can move on financially for the Russell Wilson contract anytime soon.
Very tough for them to. It would be very tough for them to.
Yeah, that's why I said. I'm sorry. Go ahead. I'll let you finish.
No, I was just going to say, which kind of brings me to the next point. I don't know if Ian wants to jump in real quick before I ask you guys a question regarding this. Ian, do you have any takes on the Broncos, Russell Wilson?
No, not much. I still think it's gonna be hard for them to outsuck the Bears, but you're right. Russell Wilson's having a really good season, and as far as like the players not being in on it, I totally understand. Like, as like the coaching in the NFL is so advanced, like that you can draw to maybe allow them to sack the quarterback or do this, but one of them fucking players are gonna run their mouth. I mean, hell, didn't Brian Flores ran his damn mouth when Miami wanted him to lose? You think one of these damn players who might get cut if they if they don't win enough games, but I think that Denver is definitely in a good position to get Caleb. Maybe not as good as the Bears, but I mean, hell, you guys might have a couple more winnable games this year. And like I know Sean was saying that the Giants might even be worse.
Absolutely. I think they're the worst team in the league, personally.
I mean, I don't know, man. Like I was saying earlier, like they've had. I mean, granted, the teams. the decent teams they've like the only losses they have are to the Seahawks, Niners, and Dallas, but they got absolutely butt fucked by each of those teams.
Yeah.
They sure did.
Back against a middle school team and won. Really great comeback, by the way. The health of Saquon has been up and down.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I don't want to get too off topic. Sorry.
Yeah, no, but yeah,
No,
it's, hopefully you guys
fine,
have a better
Yeah.
better rest of the year.
Now, for the segment that I feel has been brewing, because both of you have been bringing this up, and sports debates just kind of tickle my fancy, in a sense, is the best way to put it here. And so I kind of want to lay this out for Sean and Justin to cover. Whoever wants to go first can dive right in. Who do you think is the better fit for Caleb Williams next season? Denver or New England?
We were asking a Patriots fan. You're asking a Broncos fan.
That's why I want
Make
you
the
guys'
argument.
opinion.
Make the argument.
Yeah,
Sean.
we just
Why do you
making-
think Denver's a better place? I'll make the
Well,
argument.
ironically enough, Justin, with your point about Belichick, I actually think if they do what you want them to do, Denver is easily the best choice because you're automatically getting a veteran coach in Sean Payton, who has proven that he can coach quarterbacks like Drew Brees. And I think Caleb Williams is going to be better than Drew Brees. I think he's going to have an outstanding career. Yeah, I think he's that good.
Whoa.
And Sean Payton is going to hold up. Let me finish now. Let the man speak. Let the man speak. Sean Payton is going to draw an excellent offense for Caleb Williams. He's going to create a package for Caleb Williams to come and dominate. Now, I know what you're going to say. He's going to be going into the AFC West where it's basically an army of quarterbacks. I know you're going to say it. That's true. The Broncos will have to get a defensive coordinator. I think that's the plan. They're going to get a new defensive coordinator because I think that's going to be your argument too. I know your arguments before you say them, so don't come and debate me. I'm reading your mind right now. They're going to get a new defensive coordinator. Okay. They're going to talk, they're going to establish, they're going to build something for Caleb. He's going to come to Denver, lead him to the kingdom, lead him to the destination with a proven head coach. Fire Bill Belichick. I dare you.
Fire Bill Belichick. Promote Bill O'Brien. Proven quarterback coach.
That's a good point.
The former Nittany Lion.
He raised Jalen Hurts to a Tagovailoa back and
That's
anyone
solid.
want to argue that one?
I mean,
That's
is a
solid.
solid one, but
It's a solid point. Continue.
Belichick will always draft defense first. Always. The
Don't
aberration
disagree.
is Mac Jones when he had to because Cam Newton wasn't going to do anything. That's the aberration. Bill O'Brien is a sound coach, both at Penn State as well as at Alabama as an offensive coordinator. He doesn't necessarily come from the Belichick tree, which is the difference. Caleb Williams is the mobile quarterback that Cam Newton couldn't be, and the gunslinger that Mac isn't.
Mm-hmm.
The only thing that he needs is a solid 2. Not a 1, a 2. And guess what? New England's wide receiver room is full of them. They're full of 2s.
2s and 3s at best, by the way. But okay.
Now, as a USC fan, sorry, man, I just want to jump in here. Do you guys even really think he's that much better than Penix?
Yes.
Yeah, but Penix that's a really good point, though. I'm not going to be upset if we don't get Caleb because Penix ain't a bad second quarterback to get.
No, of
He's
course
not
not.
a bad.
Here's
He's not a
the
bad
key
silver at
for
all.
both your Broncos and my Patriots. You got to get in a position where you can trade for one of Chicago's 2 picks.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Because Chicago has the 2 and the 1 right now.
Caleb Williams and Marvin Harrison Jr.
Yeah. Now, hypothetically speaking, would I be upset if New England was in a position to get Marvin Harrison Jr.? No. Not at all. But do I think they need Caleb Williams? Absolutely.
Man, I'm just gonna throw my 2 cents in here, and this is a non-bias I possibly can.
For sure.
I think, especially coming out directly as a rookie, I think Caleb Williams would probably better fit in with Denver. And the reason being is they have way more talent around him on the receiving aspect.
That's very fair.
Sean Payton has
We'll see if
proven
that's
that
true
he's
next year.
very no, for sure. Sean Payton has proven he can do great things with a great quarterback. I don't necessarily agree with Sean's point that he's going to be better than Drew Brees, but let dreamers
I
dream.
never say he's going to be better. I say he's going to have a. Actually, I did say that. You're right.
Yeah, you did.
And I do
You
believe
said
it.
that.
I think Caleb Williams is a generational player. I'll let you continue,
But
Casey.
Sean, here the thing, you are right. He is going into the powerhouse division of quarterbacks.
Right.
That's a very accurate point. But AFC East, Josh Allen and Tua, they're no slouches.
That's
You can
very
make an
true.
argument
I didn't even
that
think
you
about
can make the
that.
argument that Justin Herbert is the fourth best out of them, out of Mahomes, Josh Allen, and Tua. You can make
Easily.
the argument that Herbert's fourth on that list. Nothing taken away from Herbert. He's still the top 5, 6, 7 quarterback in the league, whichever way you slice it. So it's not like the AFC East is no picnic either. And the AFC East has far better defenses.
You have Herbert below Jimmy Garoppolo?
No. On when I said that on that fourth list, as far as Mahomes,
fourth in the AFC
Tua,
West,
Allen,
below
and
Jimmy
Herbert.
Garoppolo.
No, absolutely not. No, absolutely not.
That, sir.
No, absolutely not. No, yeah, Herbert's way above Garoppolo. But I'm talking about the slay of quarterbacks that he has to face within that division. And then, of course, the defenses in the AFC East are much tougher than the AFC West right now. Buffalo's defense is very good. The Jets' defense is very good. New England's is, when healthy, still decent. And Miami's defense is meh, but it's still a pretty decent defense. The only team with a good defense in the AFC West, ironically, is Kansas City.
Yeah. That's very ironic.
You'd not normally think that on the AFC West side of the ball, but Caleb Williams, I think, could be, I don't want to go as far as to say a once-in-a-generational talent, but it very, very well looks like he may be just that. That's such a word that you don't want to throw around too often.
I get it. You know how you can... Go ahead.
No, go for it.
Well, I was just going to say, and I know this is kind of a bad example because he retired early, but you know how you can kind of tell Andrew Luck is going to be good? That's what I get with Caleb Williams.
Yeah, absolutely. And unfortunately, you don't want to see Caleb Williams get the Andrew Luck treatment where he just never got any help.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, you definitely don't want that.
That's the crazy thing. If you would have put Andrew Luck in a better situation than what he was in, he could have done great things. He had the talent to absolutely be a Hall of Fame quarterback. No question about it.
Actually give him an offensive line.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. No question.
I hope George Payton, by the way, I hope the general manager for the Broncos, I hope he enjoyed watching Caleb Williams at that Colorado game. He was there.
Very interesting.
Now, as a USC fan, one thing I just want to point out as well, because you watch Caleb, you could tell he's special just from his mechanics. He could drop absolute dimes, but I mean, we have some absolute weapons on our offense too. We have Mario Williams, Zachariah Brown. When we score, we score quick. You know what I'm saying? So it's gonna be like I think it was Casey that was saying that when he goes into if he goes to Denver, he's probably gonna have more help as far as the weapons he has. But I don't know, man. My head and my gut are both telling me, yeah, he's probably going to be better than Penix. But, I mean, there were a couple of throws he missed in the Colorado game Saturday to where it was like, well, because when you say once in a generational talent, I mean, what are the guys that come to your mind that have played in the NFL you think are once in a generation? Peyton Manning.
Prime
Michael
Vick. Comes to mind.
Joe
Montana.
Yeah, Joe Montana.
Andrew Luck while he was playing.
Yeah, Andrew Luck. I thought Andrew Luck was really going to be like the next Elway. Maybe
Patrick Mahomes.
But yeah, Mahomes that's the first one that always comes to mind for sure.
See, and that's the thing with Caleb Williams. I don't think he'll ever be Patrick Mahomes.
Did you ever think Patrick Mahomes would be Patrick Mahomes?
No, absolutely not, Sean. I never thought that for 1 second. But that's the thing. But he has grown and gotten so much better every year that he's gotten into the league. Not saying Caleb Williams can't do the same thing, but Mahomes has put himself into such a stratosphere that he's already Patrick Mahomes could retire tomorrow, and he's a first ballot Hall of Famer. I don't think anybody would dispute that.
Well, hey, when refs don't throw obvious holding calls, it's pretty easy. I'm just fucking with you, man.
Oh, that's the Chiefs hate coming from an AFC West fan. So I'm from a Broncos fan. So that's fine. I mean, I'm not gonna hate on that. I'm not a Chiefs fan. I don't care.
It's been. Can we talk about that real quick? The officiating has been so bad.
Oh,
like it's not even that. Yeah, the Bears got a touchdown. He had 1 foot in their first touchdown. Terrible.
The fourth and one, the first Mac and Jones attempt to rush on 4th and 1. They were lined up in the neutral zone. No one could argue that.
No, absolutely they were. Absolutely, they were lined up in the neutral zone. Also, but Mac Jones didn't even get touched, and he fell on his own offensive lineman.
Not making excuses for that, but you can't argue the officiating was crap at best.
Yeah, of course, and it has been all year, and that seems to be a decline for the NFL every year. The officiating seems to get worse and worse.
They're not as bad as Angel Hernandez. Let's just put.
Angel Hernandez can go fuck himself.
But who is bringing these guys in, and how are they fucking up this bad? Like, I honestly don't get it, because the calls seem obvious sitting in my living room while drinking a beer. Are they just under pressure or something? Are they nervous of making the wrong call? It's fucking up their eyes. Like, I don't understand how they are messing.
I think there's some influence. I mean, maybe it is a little bit of that as far as just getting nervous, 70,000 people. But I mean, these are pro referees at the end of the day. Like, they're getting influenced in some type of. I mean, maybe it's not, hey, go make sure this team loses, this team wins. But hey, be a little more lenient on this, and they just overdo it or something.
Absolutely.
Like, I don't know what it is.
I don't know what it is, man. They make it seem like I could do that job, but
I guess you gotta do. It's a very stressful job. You know what I mean? It's a very stressful job to be an NFL referee. No one's going to sit here and say it's not. But at the same time, you cannot be missing those blatantly obvious calls that they seem to be missing week in and week out.
Yeah. I don't know.
So, what do you boys say we go to our week 5 picks real quick?
Sure. All right. Let me go ahead and write the shit down. And I have not been tallying the last week, but I could do that before we get off. So give me one. Let me just start a whole new email. Okay, so Merritt, do you have the week 5 games up in front? I can pull them up right now.
I've got them.
Oh, do you? All right, cool. Just go. Let me just make the call. Oh, you know what? See, I don't know why I didn't just do like a table and some shit. Like, I just work smarter, not harder.
No, be careful. Be careful. Yeah. No, Luke. What about him?
All right, hold on.
Daddy. Our baby brother can fly, but I can. Baby brother, what? It was.
Okay, go ahead. Whenever you're ready.
All right, so Thursday night game. Commanders Bears. If y'all pick the Bears, y'all dumb.
I'm picking the Commanders. You're right.
I'm picking the Commanders.
Yes.
Make sure you mark these down, Ian. Taking the Commanders.
Yeah, I got the Commanders too. All right, what's the next one?
Who do you got, Justin?
Buffalo.
Oh, yeah. No, you just said.
They're playing in London again?
They are playing in London again.
They stayed there.
I got Buffalo.
Give me Buffalo.
I'm rolling with my boy Josh Allen. Buff Mafia. Let's go.
Even though this is like a home game now for the Jaguars, I'm rolling with the Bills. All right, I got them all down. What's the next
All
one?
right, next. Texans Falcons.
Wow.
Ooh.
I love Bijan Robinson. I love what he's doing. But I'm going to take the Texans in a close one.
Give me the Texans.
They've been balling.
It's in Atlanta. I'm going to wait, hold on. So Casey and Justin with the Texans,
Ain't that bad.
right?
Yeah. I've seen the Falcons play. I'm going to pick them.
I'm rolling
Especially
with.
if they're at home.
I mean, they got Desmond.
Close game at home.
Ritter is their quarterback, man.
Yeah.
I'll take the Falcons as well. I like C.J. Stroud, but maybe Atlanta comes out and does something. What's the next one?
I just feel like it's a close game. That
it's definitely gonna be a close game.
Yeah, I got the Texans in a close one. Lions Panthers. Give me the Lions.
Lions.
Yeah.
Lions.
Panthers are bad. They're on the come up though.
Wow, this is a lot quicker than last time. I'm actually to the table. What's the next one?
Titans Colts.
I know that.
I got
Titans
Titans.
Colts.
I know the
Colts. Texans.
Don't invite you. Get out.
Titans, Colts.
Oh, Titans.
Titans Colts.
It's Bronson. The
Definitely.
rain Bronson.
Justin, you have Titans, right?
Yes, I do.
Who do you have, Casey?
It's Buddy. I get you right.
Give me the Colts.
You need
What about you, Sean?
Titans.
Looks like you and Justin are both rolling Titans. Me and Casey are both rolling Colts. What about the next game?
Dolphins Giants. Dolphins.
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 This might be a trap game. Who knows? Nah, Dolphins.
Dolphins by
50.
90.
Did they break the century mark? It's in Florida. It's in South Beach.
They're gonna
Sure.
ramrod them. It's gonna be in a blowout.
Right. What's the next one?
Patriots Saints.
Ooh. In
I got
Gillette,
the
right?
Patriots in a bounce
in
back.
Gillette.
In Gillette. Yes, I got the Patriots in a bounce back, but close.
Is
I got Patriots too.
it's Jameis Winston playing?
It's Derek Carr.
Derek Carr,
Derek
mate.
Carr's-
He's probably going to be marked available. But did he play this weekend?
I can
he
I can
played this
check what his
past weekend.
status is.
This is.
I'm picking the Saints.
I don't want to be a
Give me the-
bro.
give me the
Don't want to
Patriots.
be that. No.
It's let me see. It says he is sore but okay heading into to week 5. You said you're going Saints, Casey. Sean going Saints too?
Yes, sir.
No, I'm
Throwback.
going Patriots.
I'm picking the Saints.
Oh, okay.
I remember that episode.
I do remember that episode.
My brother.
Merritt's got we got the Pats. Merritt's got the Pats.
I'll
Yeah,
go with
I
the
got
Pats.
I got that.
Ravens Steelers. Give me the Ravens.
Ravens.
Yeah, Ravens.
Did Baltimore win this past weekend?
Yes, they beat
Yeah,
Cleveland.
easily.
Oh yeah, they romped Cleveland. They already had one letdown spot against the Colts. I don't. It is in Pittsburgh. I got. Or do we all got Ravens then? I got Ravens.
Yep.
The Ravens.
Eagles and Rams are next.
Eagles.
Eagles.
Shit, I thought we had one more week till this fucking game. You know what? Let's ram it. Let's ram it.
I know how to ram it. Ram it.
Give me the Rams in an upset.
Yes, sir. What about you, Sean?
Eagles. Fly, Eagles, fly.
Fuck you. All right.
Die, Eagles, die.
Yes, thank you.
And Cooper Kupp might be back this week too. We'll see. So
Give me
and
the
we got
Eagle,
no-
give me the
This is
Rams
where
in an
Merritt's,
upset.
I mean, this is where Casey's fucking up. He's picking against his divisional opponents. Letting the fanship get to him.
This is also next one is a bit of a dumpster fire of a couple teams right now. Bengals Cardinals.
Oh my God.
Very hot.
Give me the
Cardinals.
It's in
Cardinals.
Arizona for some
It's
Cardinals.
in
Cardinals.
Wow.
I've got the Bengals in this one.
Bye, Mom.
I think mostly feel it's mostly on reputation.
Ow.
Man, the Bengals have looked so rough, man.
I got Bengals too.
I'm gonna take the Cardinals.
What about you, Sean?
The Cardinals.
You guys are high. Bengals are gonna smack their ass. All right, what's the next one?
Jets Broncos.
Oh man.
Take the floor, Sean.
It depends on.
It's in Denver.
It really depends on. Yeah, I know it's in Denver. It just really depends on the Sean
Zach
Payton's
Wilson
plan
shows up.
work, the conspiracy work, or do the players overcome that conspiracy again? I think the Broncos defense is going to come out and make Zach Wilson look like Joe Montana. I am picking the Jets.
Hey, he didn't look bad Sunday night either. He looked really good, actually.
This is a tough
This
game
is a
to
tough one,
pick.
huh?
I just
Oh
don't
my
trust their
goodness.
defense. I cannot trust this defense. It is
This
so
is a
bad.
really tough game to pick. Because of the Jets rolling high from their almost victory against the world champs. Man. Give me the
got the
Jets.
I've got the Jets too.
Give me the Jets.
Wait, Sean, you said so you guys are all taking Jets?
Yep.
Yeah.
See, I want to take. I don't know, man, because it's still Zach Wilson. At the end I know he played amazing, but it's still Zach Wilson.
Wasn't Justin Fields 11 for 11 last weekend at one point?
He sure was.
That's true.
After struggling the week before.
Give me the Broncos.
I hope you're right. I hope it's because of Russell Wilson.
You don't want them to be right because then you get more of a chance to Caleb.
See, that's where I'm trapped because I really am cheering for Russell. That's my dog, and he's overcoming adversity.
That's fair. So, are you hoping for Russell to play a great game, but the Jets win?
See, it's tough because I'm Broncos. Like this is where cheering for tanking is tough, man. It's really tough because I want to root for my team. But it's like I can't. So I don't know. It's really tough to give you an answer right now. But I'm picking the Jets.
I was like, you kind of got to give us an answer, unless we could just.
That's what I'm saying, though. It's like it's cheer. You guys, except for Justin, maybe. Like, Justin? Do you really want the Patriots to lose? Like, are you happy that they lose? Like, are you actually sitting there like, yes, another week toward Caleb Williams?
Yeah, I'll be okay with it.
But in that moment, it sucks.
In the moment, yeah, it sucks. But for the future, I'll be okay with it.
But how do you feel if the Patriots win in this scenario? It's just like emotionless, or are you happy?
It's kind of like something out of Monty Python and the Holy Grail, and there was much rejoicing. Yay! It's kind of how it is.
It's so tough. But, yeah, I guess it's a win-win situation. Go ahead.
Next one we got is Kansas City, Minnesota. I got KC.
That one's gonna be pretty quick. I think we all got Chiefs.
It's in Minnesota.
It's in Minnesota.
I'm picking the Vikings.
Are you serious? Yeah. Vikings 5-point dogs at home, which really means they're like +8 or.
I know. I think the Chiefs have been just doing really well. It just seems like it's set up for a trap game.
That's fair. I was kind of
1 o'clock game.
If Taylor Swift is there, you know what's happening.
Yeah. No, it's a 4 o'clock game, Sean.
4 o'clock game.
I don't really blame Sean for his pick because I mean Kirk Cousins has been playing pretty good this year. It just hasn't translated to wins. And then also with the like he said, the Chiefs, they might be due for it, but they're easily the best 1-3 team in the league. So I think that's a fine pick, to be honest with you. I don't think that's crazy at all. But I still got the Chiefs, by the way. But I was just pointing out that I see Sean's logic. All right, what's the next game?
Sunday night, Cowboys-Niners. I'm rolling with Christian McCaffrey.
That's so tough, man.
Christian McCaffrey is going to carve that defensive front up.
I'm picking the Cowboys. Their defense is really good. What I've seen, I know they struggled against Arizona.
They don't need to be good on the outside for CMC to run it through the throat.
I don't know. I just feel like the boys are going to show up. Feels like this is their year.
It's in Santa Clara. Now, granted, that might kind of be a Cowboys home. I don't even know what's the stadium going to look like. Do you guys think?
Half and half.
Half and half.
Yeah. It's gonna be a close game. It's gonna be a good one.
You guys are gonna have to give me a second on this one.
Me too, man. This is even though I have no personal investment, this is a tough one, man. Because it's hard for me not to see Christian McCaffrey just carving their ass up. But at the same time, Dak balled out last week. I mean, granted, it was against the lowly Patriots, but you have him going 28 for 34, 261 yards passing. Give me the boys. I'm going with the boys. Who did you have, Justin? Oh, 49ers. Who did you have, Sean? Cowboys?
The Cowboys.
This is a
tough pick, but I'm going with it.
This game could go either way, man.
It's a coin flip.
It really is, because you got. Obviously, I agree with Justin's take of, they could
have 4 all-purpose touchdowns in the first half last week.
Because he's Christian McCaffrey's phenomenal. I don't think anyone's going to deny that.
Merritt over there fighting demons and shit.
This is so tough for me, man. I'm going back and forth in my head. It's just
because you're trying to think about whether your logic is coming from your heart or your head. I'm the same way with the Rams. I'm like, is that really what I think?
All right, boys, are you ready? This is my pick right here. Just everyone stay quiet for a second. Just everyone take a deep breath. This is my pick right here.
Hey.
Rolling my boys. Rolling my boys. Cowboys win a close one against the 49ers.
All right.
Monday night, last pick. Packers, Raiders. I got Green Bay.
Dumpster fires. Give me the Packers.
It's in Green Bay.
It's in
Vegas.
Of course, it's in Vegas.
It could be played on the moon, and I wouldn't pick the Raiders right now.
There's gonna be hella Packers.
Yeah, you're right. I'm picking the Packers. It's gonna be a close game, though. It's just
it will be a close game
against the Lions concerned me. But we'll see. Hopefully, Jaden Reed balls out.
Dude, I do this every year, and every year I'm wrong.
I got
Stop picking the damn Raiders.
Packers.
Stop picking the Raiders.
24 to 23 Packers.
That's fair. Hey, do you got before we get on to the next topic? I do got the Raiders, by the way, and I'm gonna be right, Casey. Like how I got that your name well. You guys know, and I'm not sure if this is the last time, so maybe this is a trivia question that I actually don't have the answer to right in front of me. But the last time they played on Monday Night Football, I think. Do you guys remember what game that was?
The day after Brett Favre's father passing.
Yeah, that was on my birthday, December 22nd, 03. I had just turned the big 1-0. The Big 10. Yeah, Brett Favre absolutely shredded the defense. It was in Oakland.
Yeah, I was in Oakland. He had the game of his career.
Yeah, that game, dude, he was just. We were watching that at Shakey's, bro. And he was. Wow, it went through like 4 or 5 touchdowns that game.
Yeah.
That's what happens when you're motivated. Come out, ball out.
Now, I think we all have some pretty differential picks this week, so next week's show could be interesting to see who topped it off. Yeah. Ian, before we get into that next topic, tally up last week's real quick so we can get into some baseball.
Yeah. Give you.
See who was the winner for last week.
Into baseball, we need to make a quick comment about the NBA weekend.
Yes, because there was a lot that happened. I think it's funny. I think it's hella hysterical that we were talking about Damian Lillard getting traded the day before he got traded.
Yeah, that was insane. That was something pretty crazy. Different. And we talked about the Bucks too. We talked about him being with the Bucks.
We did talk about him being with the Bucks.
I think Jason brought that up too. Yeah.
Justin and I, Celtics picked up Drew Holiday. Phenomenal pickup. Even though we gave up quite a bit to get him.
Yeah, this is gonna take me a second, fellas. But we will definitely get the records from last week before the show ends. This is gonna take me a second though. Let's get into some baseball.
Well, as we know, we got the baseball playoffs going on. And
for the first years in recent history that neither the Cardinals, the Cubs, the Red Sox, the Yankees are even in the playoffs. None of them out.
What is your guys' take on as far as the upcoming postseason in baseball? Who do you think there's a clear-cut favorite? Do you have a team that you're kind of rooting beside? Because none of our teams made the playoffs. Because Ian's an Angels fan, Sean's a Tigers fan. We're both Red Sox fans, Justin. I don't really have a horse in this race at all.
I don't have a horse, but I'd like to see Baltimore win something too, because it's been a hot minute.
Yeah, wouldn't hate on Baltimore taking it. Anyone but Houston.
Yep. Anyone but Houston.
That's the way I see it at this point. Anyone but Houston.
Anyone but Houston and anyone but the Dodgers.
I wouldn't mind seeing the Dodgers do it because they seem to choke every year. Like, obviously, they won it in the COVID-shortened season. But I wouldn't mind seeing the Dodgers take it just because I want them to be able to wipe that choker label from their resume.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, like the Dodgers, they have because they just showed a little picture earlier. It was like how many playoff appearances each team has since 2000. The Dodgers are like third or fourth. They have like I think like 15, 16, something like that. Damn near every year. But I mean, the Dodgers, man, they just always dominate everybody through the regular season. It's just, I mean, that's a whole different conversation about whether I think baseball World Series should be best out of 9. I think all the playoff series should be best out of 9. Baseball is just a game that I don't know, man. Like, you have that whole season, and then like we're playing today, and you have those 3-game wild card series.
That's a very valid point, Ian. I actually agree with that because especially where before even make this point, I think we can all agree there are far too many regular season baseball games.
Oh my
far
God.
too many. Cut the season in half.
Might actually pay attention more if there were less.
Nobody. I mean, there's probably a few diehard baseball fans there. I don't know a single person who sits down and watch all 162 games every season.
Bro, I try to watch all the Angels games, but I maybe caught like 15 this year. Like, it's just a lot.
100 games tops. 100 games tops.
It's just so many games, and it's the same thing every year. Like, you start off first, 20, 30 games, you get right into the season, and then midway through July, you're just like, oh, who fucking cares about baseball? Preseason starts in 2 weeks.
Yeah, and then as far as like it is really weird to see the Yankees or the Red Sox not in it, but then we have the Rays, the Jays, and the fucking Orioles from the American League. Oh damn! Oh wait, hold on, I'm watching the highlights of this. He robbed that home run. Let me see. Did Toronto win? Because they literally just showed the.
Nope,
I had
they
the
did not.
extensions. Oh,
They did not.
Yep, he robbed. Was it 3-1 they lost?
Yep.
Okay, but yeah, no. As far as who I like. The beginning of the season, Tampa Bay rolled off a record number of wins. Coming in now, Baltimore, obviously ended up winning the American League East, had 100 wins. It's depending on whether they play Texas or the Rays. I think it could, have its own challenges. Baltimore and Texas, who won today, they both have, they're both tied for number 2 in the American League with sacrifice flies. Texas is only 40-41 on the road. Baltimore kills it on the road and at home. You have the Rangers number 1 with the runs scored in the AL. They are 10th in the AL in ERA, though, so we'll see if their pitching can hold up. Let's see what Kyle Bradish can do. They're most likely going to go ahead and start him coming out game 1, regardless of who they play. But it's going to be interesting with those two to see exactly what happens. Obviously, we knew the Rays, they could have some struggles, even though they have played pretty well without Wander Franco. But as
far as your ERA point of them being in 10th, I really don't think that matters too much come postseason. Everybody knows.
It doesn't.
Everybody knows that you shorten your rotation quite a damn bit, especially in the bullpen when it comes to the postseason.
Oh yeah, certainly, and we're definitely going to see some shift ups of the rotations, but
for sure.
I think that when it comes to Baltimore, they still finished the season, the last 29 games with a pretty good record, and like 18-11 in their last 29 games of the season. So we'll see. I think what I was putting down earlier when I was doing my research for it, it's really going to come down to who wins game 1. The Rangers have had their moments of, especially with Seager later in games, kind of falling apart, but the Rangers are still have been rolling through people for the most part this year. Granted, the fucking Astros win the division on the last game of the season. I think the Astros might bow out early this year. I don't think the Astros are, regardless of who wins it, I don't think the Astros are going back to back.
Someone just beat Houston. I can't stand them.
Oh, I thought you said someone just did. Yeah, I know. I feel
please, somebody just do it. Just get it over with. Rip the band.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, as far as like a rooting aspect of it, I'm rooting for whoever's playing Houston every series. That's for damn sure.
Nobody likes Houston, huh?
No. Houston can get fucked.
Yeah, Tyler Glasnow today got lit up. 6 hits, 3 earned, 5 walks.
Ooh. That is definitely not the way you want to start the postseason.
Ooh.
That is not a good start for them.
Because the game was in Tampa.
It was in Tampa. It was in Tropicana.
Now, granted, the Rays, they are 53-28 at home this year, so we'll see. And they are number 2 in OBP as well. But game 1 is definitely, losing game 1 in any series, especially one where it's going to put you on the brink of elimination, is definitely tough. But the Rays have been they've been amazing at home this year. And that American League East, man, like that division is so deep. Even I thought the Red Sox were going to be an absolute joke this year. They still finished 78-84. I believe. Red Sox still finished pretty good. So
they were they were 23 games back in the division, but only 11 games out of the wild card comparatively.
The crazy thing about the AL East, where you have to give a lot of credit to teams like Baltimore and Tampa, is obviously both of them finished top 2 in the American League East, with only half the payroll of the Red Sox and Yankees.
Yeah, for sure.
That's some
even that, not even
if
half.
that. No, yeah, Justin, exactly. If that. That's why baseball is such a unique sport.
Yeah, and especially with the teams with lower payroll, when they go on to do something, obviously you had the whole Moneyball thing back in the day, and that was the, whole thing into of itself. But I mean, Tampa has like the 26th payroll in the league or some crazy shit like that. Like Tampa's payroll is pretty low, and then you have the Yankees, who it seems like they have a who's who of names every year, and they barely finish. I mean, I could double check. They barely finished 500 or didn't even finish
They finished 82 and 80.
Right, yeah, so barely above 500, but we'll see, man. It's gonna. Wait, can you guys? Okay, there we go.
I'm looking for Seattle to have a good year next year. I like Seattle next year.
I mean, Seattle was pretty. I mean, they've been building quietly for a couple of years. I mean, last year they went to the playoffs, got swept out of the first round if I remember correctly. This year they were fighting contention up until the last couple of days. So, oh yeah, you're right, by Houston. But yeah, no, Seattle definitely. I like Seattle also. But that American League West, man, and we can go on for days about that. My Angels just the only team in that division with no hope is
the AL Central. Who wants to be the division winner anyway?
Ian, how do you have the best two players in baseball and you still can't make the playoffs?
Yeah, no, I remember I saw a meme a while back. It said Shohei and Ohtani and Mike Trout do something that hasn't been done since 1928 as the Angels fall to the Tigers 11-3. That's what it seems like every game, man. Like I tell you, I don't even know how many parlays of mine the Angels because you watch Ohtani, bro. It's just like it's amazing watching that dude. I mean, granted, Trout
otherworldly. Talk about a one in a generational talent that we were talking about earlier. Ohtani is absolutely one of those.
He's us being able to watch Babe Ruth, to be honest. Yep. Now, granted, I think they said he's not going. I can check out the report. I think he's not going to pitch.
He's not pitching next year. He's only going to hit next year.
Correct. Yeah, he's only going to hit. So, I mean, we'll see, man. Ohtani's still, I didn't even pull his stats up, over 40 home runs this year. You know what I'm saying? Every time.
Wait, why? Why would he not pitch next season?
Because they're
Tommy John.
He's their best pitcher.
Oh yeah, the Tommy John thing. You're right. Yeah. You're right.
Oh, that's fair.
He had Tommy John for the second time in his career, and now he's out from the Tommy John itself. He's out until at least August of next year anyway. So there's no point in trying to rush him to pitch for a month, maybe two. If the
he's going to be a DH next year. So he's just going to DH next year, isn't he?
Exactly. Now here's the really sad thing to see. The AL Central, the Chicago White Sox and the Kansas City Royals, both in the same division, both over 100 losses. Both.
That's saying something. That's horrendous.
Who wants to be in the AL Central anyway? Say it.
Yeah, and the thing is, with the Central, the Royals just looked absolutely abysmal.
The White Sox were horrible too.
Yeah, the White Sox
the White Sox are always abysmal.
Well, the thing is, the shortened season, the White Sox ended up having. I think they were like the number 1 seed and got bounced like immediately. But yeah, the White Sox this year were 61-101, Kansas City 56-106. You have a slight uptick. Then you got Cleveland with 76. Hey, Sean, your Tigers finished in second place, bro. 78-84. Give it up for the Tigers.
Hey, we're moving on up in the world.
They really are, man. The Tigers. The thing
I think they finished the same record as the Red Sox.
No.
No, they did not.
Yep, you're right. 78-84. They both did.
That's right.
And then the A's were 50-112. But the thing about the A's, man, they're just sabotaging that franchise. I wouldn't say that franchise is a joke, man, because the team but I mean, you have literal pipes falling out and busting and fucking concrete. Who wants to go to a stadium like that, bro? On top of the fact that the entire upper deck is tarped off and the team was 62 games below 500. I mean, granted, Vegas, like, the thing I've learned about Vegas, I mean, we don't even want the fucking Raiders. I have no idea of the numbers, But they don't get the same love the Golden Knights and even the Aces do, man. Like if we get another team that isn't an expansion team, and MLB isn't expanding right now, they're just probably trying to relocate the A's, maybe the Rays, if they don't get a stadium. But I don't know how Vegas is going to be. What do you guys think about how Vegas is going to accept the A's if they get it? What's your guys' take from an unbiased?
I don't see them being a big hot ticket seller, and not because it's the Oakland A's franchise.
Mm-hmm.
It's just because baseball's not a hot commodity in sports at all right now.
Yeah.
If you shorten the season, it'll be watched more.
So absolutely.
You got to consider. I'm thinking if you shorten the season to 100 games a year, you could have it start in May, hypothetically speaking. You could have spring ball all the way through spring, and you have baseball for 100 games starting in May, and you end it at the end. And again, you're not going to have October, as it were, but you have the season, the World Series end as football begins.
Yeah,
which I think is a smart move, because even when it's the World Series, outside of the team's natural market,
no one cares.
If you put the World Series on against a Sunday night football game, what do you think is going to do better TV ratings? Sunday night football, and it's not even close.
Yeah.
I mean, and that's dude. I've been praying for a Yankees-Dodgers World Series for years.
That
Obviously,
would be the difference. If you had a Yankees-Dodgers World Series, that would bring it over the hump.
Now, Red Sox, Dodgers. It seemed like that was a pretty big World Series. I can go back and look at the because Boston and LA is a rivalry in and of itself. But when you have
yes, absolutely,
York against LA, it's different. I don't know, man. Vegas, I don't know if they're going to be able to really love a baseball team like that, because we actually do have quite a bit of baseball talent that comes from here. We have Chris Bryant, John or is it Greg Maddux? I think it is, not John Smoltz. And there's a few others that I just don't have. Bryce Harper is from Vegas. Like, we have quite a few guys come from Vegas as far as baseball. The 51s played at their stadium for about 40 years. Vegas, another thing too, we have a minor league ballpark out in Summerlin, to where I don't know if you guys would check it out, but check out Las Vegas ballpark. It's pretty much just like a mini MLB stadium. Like, there's a jacuzzi in the outfield. It seats like 15,000. I don't like the atmosphere that much. It's a lot more of like ritzy, as opposed to when they were playing in the hood. It was a really, really cool experience. Just I don't something about the new ballpark is just they try too hard, but they could definitely use it as a temporary home, I think.
Are they building the park on the UNLV campus, or are they building it next to Allegiant?
Well, no, see, that's the thing too, because they're trying to figure out where. No, so the UNLV campus is kind of confusing because it's pretty big, but no, they're either going to talk about building it, I think, like on the other, like by Allegiant, or where the Tropicana hotel used to be, like in the parking lot area right there. So you're gonna have the MGM Grand in the background and whatnot. Because if they do move here and they need somewhere to play for 2 or 3 years, they'll probably just go to Summerlin and use Las Vegas ballpark and just add, I don't know, 10,000-15,000 extra seats to just because that like I said, if you haven't checked that park out, definitely check it out. But that's definitely something that could be used temporarily. I've been to UNLV's campus. It's pretty cool. It's not bad for a college baseball stadium. It's pretty nice. But yeah, man, I'm excited for baseball to come out here, bro, because I mean, shit, I get off at 12:30, man. What better than to, get off of work and go watch a big league game? Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's cool. Like, if it's a minor league team, I might check when they're playing, but it's like, bro, if it's an MLB game and it's at 2:30, but that's another issue. You can't have 2:30 in the afternoon games out here without some kind of roof.
Of course. Absolutely agree. Especially dead in the middle of the summer.
Bro, it hits like 115 out here sometimes. We saw the situation in Arlington with their ballpark. They essentially had to close it because it was too fucking hot with the Rangers' old ballpark. So we'll see, man. I'm really excited to be able to see how we turn out with the team. Hopefully we get them. And hopefully it motivates the A's to try to win, because that roster, I can't name a single fucking player off their roster. I mean, I've watched them a couple of times this year. I can't name Kemp. That's the only guy I can even think of off the top of my fucking head. I'm probably missing somebody. But yeah,
I'm not gonna lie, I couldn't either. I can't name a single player on the Oakland A's roster.
The last one I remember was Eric Chavez, and that was a while ago.
Yeah. I mean, they're a joke. So.
A proud franchise too, man. I mean, because you have back in the '70s with Ricky Henderson and all those guys, and then you and you have Dennis,
You had John
early
Lester there for a
'90s.
while.
You said who?
You had John Lester there for a little while.
Yeah.
Yeah,
They
John
did have John
Lester.
Lester.
They had David Justice at one point. There's some really Barry Zito. So there's some really
Johnny
good.
Damon.
Mark
Did he play
Mulder,
for the A's?
Jason Isringhausen, Jason and Jeremy Giambi.
Yeah, both Jason and
I was
Jeremy
gonna say
Giambi.
Jeremy Giambi. Yeah. Who else are the A's? Oh, I mean Conseco McGuire. That's the two I'm missing.
Of course,
Ricky
of course.
Eckersley. Oh, Dave Stewart. Dave Stewart, one of my favorite pitchers of all time, for sure. Dude was just ice cold.
But as far as that goes, baseball, as we all agree, needs to extremely shorten their season. Justin says to 100 games. I say they need to cut the season in half. Like, just cut it straight in half.
I don't have too much of a problem with 162, bro. Like, that's a lot, but it's supposed to be a marathon.
It's too many. It's too many to pay attention to. Like, if baseball's 90% of their regular season games don't mean anything.
They need to fix the television situation too, because like I have to steal the games to watch the Tigers. Like I barely watch baseball enough. I gotta go through the effort of stealing the fucking game to watch it. That's a little too much.
I thought you guys had Bally's, no? Or you don't have Bally's with your.
Now, if you have like DirecTV, you need to have Comcast or something. It's fucked up. It's all
about, if you had Comcast, then it would be partnered with the local networks to broadcast it. But
networks are ruining sports. We'll get to that topic another show, but it's fucked.
Shit. They did something similar with the Lakers and the Dodgers. Like you had to buy Spectrum, but people were fucking pissed. The Suns owner, before Merritt could say whatever he was gonna say, he's actually bought. What did you guys hear? What the Suns owner is doing? Is like he's buying every household in like something like a certain cable package so they could watch the Suns game. Like
I don't think that went through. I think he tried, and I think they rejected it.
Oh, damn.
So. Speaking of next topic, what do you boys say we get to? The question.
The question. We need like a sound effect. The question or something like that. I don't know.
And I think Sean said he had the question for tonight.
Yes, I sure did. So I may have asked this one before. It may have been 2, 3, 4 years ago. I forget your guys' answer, so I'm just going to ask it again. Fuck it. What is your favorite sports big showcase? By that, I mean like NBA playoffs, NFL playoffs. I don't remember your guys' answers, though. The Masters. Mine's March Madness.
I don't like my answer, so I'm going to tell you what my old answer
was. You don't like your answer?
I mean, I like my answer, and I feel like it was a decent answer, but there's so many other huge events to cover that I might just choose one of those. My initial answer was any NFL Sunday, just because I feel like any NFL Sunday is an event. Which I feel is a really good is a really good answer. My favorite event, I mean, shit. How do you not say Super Bowl? Like,
I actually think the Super Bowl has gotten lame the past 2, 3, 4 years. It's not that exciting to me. Not like March Madness.
Super Bowl. I mean, I was thinking Final Four or like World Cup Final. I mean, I'm not a huge fan of soccer, but like maybe World Cup Final, Final Four. NBA Finals. Don't even get me started. They need to just get that shit to TNT at this point.
I feel like that's gonna be Merritt's answer, but we'll see.
Go ahead. What's your guys' answer?
What about you, Justin?
I went March Madness.
Yep.
March Madness,
especially opening weekend. There's nothing like it. I always
opening weekend for March Madness is phenomenal.
Yep.
It's mine.
I fly out to Vegas this year, Ian.
Oh yeah, dude, we're getting fucking shit faced doing heroin.
I heard you got to like reserve long time.
Oh yeah, bro. If you're coming to Vegas for March Madness, while Casey ponders his answer, if you're coming to Vegas for March Madness, to buy a booth or anything, bro, you have to pay. So what we'll do is we'll get shit faced out of our mind in my house, take the Uber downtown, and then go get shit faced there. I mean, because there's still standing room in a lot of places, and the Circa, you could go up to the 3rd floor. They have a huge viewing room to watch the game. But it's a plan. Just let me know. We're gonna get fucked up. All right, we'll go ahead.
I got one more question. I meant to be here last week, but I was so sick. So I got another question for you guys. So
Oh yeah, definitely. We were always.
Let me answer mine first. I know Ian, you said you didn't like your answer, but I like your answer of any NFL Sunday. That's very good. Mine is almost a tie. I can't decide between just the NFL playoffs as like in general as a whole, or any NBA Game 7.
Yeah, I feel that.
Any NBA Game 7 is so different.
Yeah, for sure.
I feel like
energy.
The best answer to get the closest to what I'm going for any NFL Sunday would be opening weekend Sunday.
Yeah.
NFL Sunday.
Championship weekend too.
I was thinking championship weekend because that's like those teams are more familiar with each other than the teams playing in the Super Bowl.
Yeah.
Normally.
I know Justin's question. He's been wanting me to ask it on the show for a couple weeks now, and I keep telling him, no, dude, it's such a good question. When you're on the show, you need to ask it. Lay it on us.
All right. So, in their prime, keep this in mind, in their prime, you've got Aaron Rodgers, Tom Brady, Peyton Manning, and Joe Montana. You can only keep 2 on your roster. Who you keeping and who you cutting and why?
You can only keep 2?
You can only keep 2.
I'm taking Joe Montana
Rodgers,
and Peyton Manning.
Okay. Go ahead, Sean.
What were the 4 quarterbacks? Brady was in there too.
In their prime, Brady, Montana, Rodgers, Manning.
Brady, Montana, Rodgers, Manning. Yeah, I'm taking Peyton Manning and
Can we make one alteration to make it a tougher question?
Sure.
Let's edge off Aaron Rodgers and put in Patrick Mahomes.
Ooh, okay. I'll take that.
No Marino?
I'm still taking Joe Montana and Peyton Manning. Especially with Patrick Mahomes. They've proven more. I know it's not a fair answer because Patrick Mahomes obviously can go to the future, but they've proven more. We can't predict his future. I know it's kind of I know Merritt's probably not going to like that reasoning, but
no, that's fair. That's a very valid reasoning, Sean. Very valid reasoning.
Shit, Brady was one of the other ones, right? Brady, Montana, Mahomes, and Manning. Okay.
Montana's just a legend, man. He was very successful.
Prime.
Yeah, in their prime. Yeah.
I'm going with
Manning's a sheriff, obviously.
This hurts my soul to say because I fucking love Peyton Manning. I love Peyton Manning. He's probably my favorite NFL player of all time. I'm taking Tom Brady and Patrick Mahomes.
Ooh.
Now the second part of his question, why?
Why are you cutting the other 2?
The reason that I'm cutting the other 2, the reason I'm cutting Joe Montana, yes, he has 4 Super Bowls. Yes, he's never lost in the Super Bowl. I don't think he has the arm talent of the other 3. That's the reason I'm cutting Joe, is strictly on arm talent alone. The reason I'm cutting Peyton Manning is because of his lack of mobility and how he seemed to, I don't want to say fold under pressure, but didn't live up to regular season expectations. If we're talking about regular season, Peyton Manning is by far, hands down, the greatest regular season quarterback ever. I don't think anybody will dispute that.
No.
Not now, at
least. He seemed to just tick down just slightly in the playoffs. So that's the reasoning I would cut them to. Obviously, Tom Brady's resume speaks for himself. You can't really cut Tom Brady. And the reason I'm keeping Patrick Mahomes, I think he's a mixture of all of them with better mobility. He's got that drive he's got that winning mentality. He seems to play better in the playoffs. And he's going to put up the stats just this past Sunday. He became the quickest quarterback ever to 200 touchdown passes. I think, I know Justin doesn't want to hear this to say this. I think Patrick Mahomes, when all said and done, is going to be the greatest quarterback of all time.
Got to get the rings for me to say that.
I don't think so. He doesn't need 7. He needs 4.
I don't think he needs 7.
He needs 4, maybe 5.
That's fair.
All right, Justin.
For me, I'm taking Brady and Manning. Honestly, Brady for the clutch moments, like you were saying, Casey. If you gotta have it, and proven you are going to have it almost every single week. If you need again, it's tough for me to cut Pat. It's really tough for me to cut Patrick Mahomes. And the only reason I'm cutting him is because can you trust that that his receivers won't let him down? That's my only reason I'm cutting Patrick Mahomes.
Well, if you're basing it off that, shouldn't we give each quarterback the same receivers?
Okay, that's what I was thinking.
Fair enough. This is why I posed this question, because I knew it was hard to really.
No, it's a tough one because we can't base it off the talent they have around them. We're basing it off strictly the quarterback themselves.
Yeah.
I don't think there's a definitive right or wrong answer.
There's
to this
wrong
question.
answer. That's what it boils down to, I think, for this. There's no wrong answer.
There's really not. You can make a case for every single person on there to be on there.
That's why it's a good question. That's
why it's a great question. And I can see Sean's point of cutting Tom Brady. I can absolutely see it. The reason being, you can make obviously, not splitting hairs. Mm-hmm. Every single one of Tom Brady's Super Bowls have come with an elite defense. Every last one of them. In the first Super Bowl against the Rams, he only threw for 136 yards. He had the game-winning drive. I'll let Justin's point, clutch moment, but he didn't put up big numbers. It was the defense that shut down the greatest show on turf. There's not a wrong answer. That's why I wanted you directly to ask this question, Justin.
Yep.
Because there's not a wrong answer. There's really, really not.
I would agree about Kenny Montana. I don't think he lives up the arm strength of the other three. Just doesn't. I think Montana would be number 4 out of the 4 for me.
That's a hot take. I think we tend to sleep on history.
Well, we're not talking about overall accomplishments. If we're talking about just greatness and overall accomplishments, nobody can ever take away from Joe Montana. He's inarguably a top 5 quarterback ever. No question about it. Inarguably top 5 ever.
No doubts. But if I had to pick between the 4 of them, he would be the last one I'd pick.
Yeah, I think so too. I think I would take Brady before him, no question. I would take Manning before him.
For me, it comes down to Manning or Mahomes.
You can't take Mahomes over Montana yet, but I think when it's all said and done, he'll absolutely be ahead of him.
Yeah, I agree.
Phenomenal question, Justin.
Yeah, and as far as before I get to my answer, I know you said you can't take Mahomes over Montana yet. So, because Merritt, I'm pretty sure you had Mahomes and Brady, right? But you said you can't take him over Montana yet. I was just
as far as overall accomplishments. Just as far as overall accomplishments, you can't take him over Montana yet.
Oh, right. Oh, okay, that's what you. That's why I was just like, I know, you know. Yeah, I was just confused a little bit. But as far as my list, sorry, Casey. Appreciate you clarifying that. As far as me, the whole time you guys were talking gave me some time to think. I'm gonna put Brady on there, even though he's had amazing defenses. The guy still has 7 Super Bowl rings. You guys see what he said to one of his teammates? I forgot who it was. He said, "Oh, you're going for Montana, huh?" He said, "No, I'm going for Jordan." His rings.
Yeah.
Cold. And then I don't know, man, because Montana, I could definitely see, and San Francisco had some good defenses. They had Jerry Rice, they had Craig. It's hard, like you guys were mentioning about the arm strength thing. Haven't seen too much of Montana. if we're talking about pure skill, I've watched a lot of Brady. I've watched a lot of Mahomes, Manning. So I guess I'll just take you guys' word for that part. Peyton Manning, watching him, he kind of almost looks like what a quarterback should. Not even almost. He looks like what a quarterback should look like. Like you
Absolutely.
teach kids
When I think
watching
of what a quarterback looks like, I think of
Peyton
Peyton Manning.
Exactly. When I think of what a quarterback is, I think of Peyton Manning. When I think about how a quarterback is supposed to study in the film room, I think of Peyton Manning. And just was that one picture that went viral where he was like in the, what was it, a hot tub or something, and he was literally like, or he was underwater reading plays or on a treadmill, like something fucking crazy. But yeah, he's just the not prototypical, but just the ideal.
He's the sheriff.
green
As Sean
sheriff.
said, he's the fucking sheriff.
But
Sure.
I don't know, man. Like I gotta put Brady on there, bro, because everything he does, he wins. I mean, how many drives? What 3 game-winning drives to win a Super Bowl. He has
6
7
game-winning
rings.
drives to win a Super Bowl.
6? Wait, no, you don't have. I will. Yeah. Oh, well, because against the Seahawks. I mean, I guess because they scored within the final 2 minutes, didn't they? I think.
Yeah.
Yeah, he did.
Oh,
It was
okay.
the Amendola catch.
Yeah.
No,
and then,
it was Edelman was the last one. Amendola was the one to get him close.
Okay, for sure. Yeah, because then the Seahawks.
And obviously the historical comeback against the Falcons.
Yeah, and that's what I'm saying. Like that's another one that came to my mind was the one against the Falcons, and hell against the Rams, man. Like him and who was it that made that incredible catch? Edelman. Like they won a game. What was it? 13-3, I think it was. But
13-3.
We scored 3 fucking points.
Gronk was the one who had the catch.
Oh,
and
Gronk.
again,
McCourty was the one with the breakup of Brandon Cooks to the end zone.
The one that Jared Goff should have thrown 3
freaking
seconds
field.
before. That's another game. That game, again, Brady didn't put up great numbers. Fuck, Julian Edelman was the Super Bowl MVP. Like,
he would have been MVP had they beaten the Eagles in that year. He threw over 500 yards in that Super Bowl.
Yeah, absolutely. Defense let him down that year, no question. Obviously, he got strip sacked when he had the chance to go take the lead late in the 4th, but that's neither here nor there. He played phenomenal.
Yep.
Now, I'm gonna guess my answer to I know I'm kind of bullshitting. Because Brady's definitely on there. I'm stuck between Mahomes and Manning because Mahomes has done some things in the game to where it's like, yo.
But Manning could manipulate a line of scrimmage better than anybody.
No question, Justin. That's why I said, and even as a valid Tom Brady supporter as you are, like I said earlier, I don't think anybody would dispute Peyton Manning's the greatest regular season quarterback ever.
I don't think it's close.
Absolutely.
Maybe Marino.
You could maybe argue Marino, but I would put Peyton ahead of him.
Rings, and that's why I don't blame you guys not allowing him on this list.
No. But at the same time, you can't. As much as I love Peyton Manning, you can't argue he dips slightly in the playoffs. He just does. He's had so many
at the worst
times. So many just subpar performances in the playoffs. And it has to take into an account, especially where you have somebody like Mahomes who's phenomenal in the regular season and seems to play better in the playoffs.
Yeah, same thing with Brady. I mean, because hell, Peyton Manning, he got now. Granted, a lot of his early struggles. I mean, a lot of his struggles, period, were against the Patriots. They obviously lost. I think it was 20-3 back in the day, where in the snow in Foxborough just got absolutely demolished.
Yeah.
Because
I will say this though,
maybe Peyton Manning should have been back playing defense instead of Raheem Moore when Joe Flacco threw that Hail Mary.
And I will say this: Peyton Manning is 3-1 versus Tom Brady in AFC Championship games. Just saying.
Brady won the first, right? Or
Brady won the first. Peyton won the next 3. Tom Brady's technically 1-5 versus Manning's in championship games.
That's crazy.
I'm going with because I don't know, man. It's like to pick Mahomes over.
I feel like it's an answer yet. I thought
it sounds blasphemous, but when you break it down, it makes sense.
Because, like you said, like it's all like when it comes to the playoff. Because I feel like it's too soon, man. Even though Mahomes has 2 Super Bowls, I still feel like it's.
He has as many rings as Peyton already.
But if you give, I don't see Mahomes making mistakes like Peyton Manning did in the playoffs or just having bad games. I'd probably take Mahomes. I mean, the results speak for themselves. You know what I'm saying? Peyton Manning. I mean, what was his overall playoff record? I was looking. It's not great in the playoffs for Peyton Manning. It's really not. It's not great. But I got Mahomes, and I leave off Montana and Manning just because Montana I don't think if you give them all the same weapons, he does as much as the other two. And Peyton Manning, because I wanted to pick Peyton Manning so bad, man, but I have seen him, like we were talking about, losing 20-3 to the Patriots. Like, I've seen the vulnerabilities of Peyton Manning in the playoffs. We really haven't seen Patrick Mahomes get exposed in any type of way in the playoffs ever. So yeah.
Fuck you.
Oh,
No,
I
I'm
agree.
kidding. All right, gentlemen, it's been an hour 43-minute show. I think this might be our longest show that we've done ever since we started doing this. So props to y'all for
this was a great show. Very long show, fellas. I'm glad we're able to do it. Justin, thank you for taking the time to hop on with us again, man.
My pleasure.
And for those of you who will be listening to this show, we appreciate you. Make sure you like and subscribe. And if you are on Facebook, make sure you search the Mixed Reactions Facebook group page where we post basically everything.
Yeah, also, drop a comment for anyone who listens. Drop a comment who you think won the debate between Sean and Justin over where Caleb should go.
Man, you're really trying to start a war between me and Justin with this Caleb thing.
Hey, this can keep going all season. This can keep going all season.
No.
All right, y'all.
It's been a pleasure,
fellas.
boys. I will talk to y'all soon.
Yes, sir. Casey, Ian, Justin, again, thank you for joining us. It's been a pleasure. We will catch you guys next time. Thanks for listening.
Y'all have a good night.
Later,
Good night,
fellas.
Canada. I gotta stop doing that at the very end. Oh shit.